Hey guys, and welcome to another brand new video. In this video, we actually have some pretty interesting stuff, and this is actually now breaking news that just happened within the last hour, at least at the time of me making this video, and as well, it has been in talks for at least a little while, but it does actually have a now confirmation that Elon Musk himself and Twitter have finally reached a deal for sale. So we actually, as right now, we will be talking about what the price is going to be, what the overall cost is going to be, what actually might be changing, what kind of led to this, and everything else tied on in to the Elon Musk big deal. This actually kind of been kind of the big talk of the town if you guys care about social media, maybe because Twitter is one of the biggest social media sites, as I'm sure you guys know. As always, we have our Twitter link down below if you guys want to follow. And when it comes to all this stuff, I do think it's kind of a big deal because it's also a $44 billion acquisition, and as you guys know, Elon Musk, depending on the stock prices, is either the richest man in the entire planet or one of the richest ones. Obviously depends on the market and all that type of stuff when it comes to Tesla and their other innovative stuff. And as well, Elon Musk has also kind of worked with other really big projects such as PayPal and also SpaceX and a few other ones, so now we have Twitter as well kind of reaching into it. So a lot of stuff to go talk about. If you guys enjoy these types of videos, definitely leave a like and subscribe if you guys would like to, and if not, don't worry about it, but kind of give me your thoughts and comments down below. Do you guys care? Do you guys not care? Do you guys enjoy this? Will it be bad? And as well, let's go dive on into it. So we have the official confirmation first and foremost over here from many different articles, many different tweets, and everything else. And as you guys can probably imagine right now, Twitter is absolutely trending with the Elon Musk takeover. But as of right now, we do have the official confirmation. Like I said, this is now confirmed by the board. So if you guys don't necessarily know too much about that, when you have a big company, a lot of the stocks obviously are kind of spread out, and you also have board of directors. You kind of have an oversight on what's going on with the company. And when it came to this, a lot of people were initially thinking he was joking when it came to the buyout, when it came to the price. He has like a 9% share already. And obviously, if you want to own the company, you need to have more than just 9%, although at 9%, you do have a pretty big say of what's going on with the company. So as of right now, Twitter, and this is like I said within the past hour as of today, Twitter has been agreed to be taken over at $54.20 a share, which is actually a 38% premium over the share price when it was revealed that Mr. Musk has been buying up the company's stock. So basically, as you guys have probably seen if you guys are investing into Twitter, it's actually had a pretty nice little mini bull run, and as of right now, it's pretty close to that $54 price point, although a little bit on the lower side. Now, this has been confirmed by the board and most likely will be following suit and going through, although there is still a small chance that it does not go through in the future, whether it comes from like actual stockholders themselves disagreeing with it or also big government lying into it too as well, basically not allowing it, although I do think both of those are somewhat unlikely. So for this one too, we've been just hearing a lot of good news with it. I'm kind of curious. Do you guys like it? Do you guys dislike it? Do you guys think it's good or not? I'm on the middle. I do think Twitter itself, I personally use Twitter for a lot of my videos or PlayStation 5 restocks or whatever I do, but at the end of the day, I do feel like it's kind of lackluster. I do think there's a lot more extra features that can be a lot more utilized, and as well, it just kind of seems like it could be kind of taking the next step. So if he actually commits to that, I'm kind of down. So Musk's deal for Twitter is worth around $44 billion. Elon Musk himself struck a deal on Monday, as of today, like an hour ago, to buy Twitter for roughly $44 billion in a victory by the world's richest man to take over the influential social network frequented by world leaders, celebrities, and cultural trendsetters. Twitter agreed to sell themselves to Mr. Musk for $54.20 a share, a 38% premium over the company's share price this month before he revealed he was the firm's single largest shareholder. It would be the largest deal to take a company private, something Mr. Musk has said he will do with Twitter in at least 2 decades, according to data compiled by Dialogic. He goes on to go and state, free speech is the bedrock of a functioning democracy, and Twitter is a digital town square where matters vital to the future of humanity are debated, Mr. Musk said in a statement announcing the deal. Twitter has tremendous potential. I look forward to working with the company and the community of users to unlock it. So that's kind of a big thing too, because Mr. Musk has definitely been having a pretty big, I would say, rundown when it comes to what he likes, what he says, a little bit of it also involvement when it comes to, say, Bitcoin as well, which is also big on the decentralized and kind of free speech type style stuff. And as well, a lot of people have kind of been going either side. A private company could be good or could be bad depending on the the actual, like, what happens in the future of Twitter itself. The deal, which has been unanimously approved by Twitter's board, which is why it's now pretty much confirmed and why the takeover is actually, like, worthwhile. Like, I think the rumors and speculations were cool, but this is actually confirmed through the companies themselves. This is, like, official means confirming that this is actually going to happen. It's expected to close this year, subject to a vote of Twitter shareholders and certain regulatory approvals, which, like I said at the start of the video, there is always that small chance that it does not go through, but if you have the Twitter's board, which is usually pretty influential folks on the board itself, and they're down with it, they accept it, they're all right with it, and as well, when it comes to certain regulatory approvals, I don't think Twitter necessarily has too much of a regulation you have to worry about, and there's like probably not like antitrust laws or monopoly laws you have to worry about, mainly because SpaceX and Tesla are kind of somewhat on the other sides of all this in general. The blockbuster agreement caps what had seemed an improbable attempt by the famously mercurial Mr. Musk at 50 to buy the social media company, and immediately raises questions about what he will do with the platform and how his actions will affect online speech globally. The billionaire Elon Musk, who has more than 83 million followers on Twitter, has romped across the surface, hurling gibes and memes, has repeatedly said he wanted to transform the platform by promoting more free speech and giving users more control over what they see on it. By taking the company private, Mr. Musk could work on the service out of sight, out of the prying eyes of investors, regulators, and others, which is intriguing to see because I do feel like a lot of folks nowadays utilize Twitter as either like a source of news or a source of information, and it definitely has been a little bit of a hot topic these past 2 to 3 years especially. And as well, for someone like me, I do kind of feel like it has kind of been somewhat dying as well, mainly due to the fact that a lot of the actual user base, I feel like I don't know. I just feel like most people don't necessarily bring up Twitter as much. Maybe it's just more of like a normality. Maybe people are just used to using Twitter. I myself, I'm kind of indifferent. I definitely prefer YouTube and Twitch if I had to go worry about social medias out there. So, for this, the scrutiny will probably be intense, and I think a lot of people will be judging them. Obviously, it's on the internet. Everyone judges everyone. Twitter is not the biggest social platform. It has more than 217 million daily users compared to billions for Facebook and Instagram, although for 200 million daily users, that's definitely nothing to scoff at. And I do think a lot of news sources and a lot of just general, I guess, everyone does kind of use Twitter as a nice form of, like, I guess, free daily entertainment, but on top of that too, also actual proper news and information. It's also had its outsized role in shaping narratives around the world. Political leaders have used it as a megaphone, while companies, celebrities, and others have employed it for image making and brand building. In recent years, Twitter's also become a lightning rod for controversy, which I kind of agree, and some users spread information and other toxic content on the service. Former President Donald J. Trump frequently turned to Twitter to insult and inflame before getting barred from the platform on Jan 9 riot. So basically for that one too, I'll be kind of curious. Like, I don't really care too much on like the political take when it comes to this one. Like, I think New York Times is obviously a little bit biased. I'm actually kind of curious too if you guys think that someone like Trump will actually be able to get unbanned or not. Very curious to go see on that one. The company has repeatedly been forced to create policies on the fly to deal with unexpected situations. In a statement, Brett Taylor, Twitter's chairman, said the board had conducted a thoughtful and comprehensive process to assess Elon's proposal with a deliberate focus on value, certainty, and financing. The proposed transition will deliver a substantial cash premium and we believe will be the best path forward for Twitter's stockholders. Mr. Musk himself has had a rocky relationship with online speech, which is actually, I kind of always found this hilarious. There was a random guy that was basically tracking the movement of his private jet, and he was trying to offer money to basically be like, hey, can you like take this down? I give you $5,000, and then the guy countered saying, hey, you're literally the world's richest person. How about a Tesla? How about some money? How about 50K? And we'll go and see where it kind of goes for that. So that's actually one thing I'll be very curious to see, if he actually does go and successfully take over Twitter, if he will actually be shutting down the Twitter account tracking his private jet. We'll have to go and see. Without any conditions for Musk to purchase Twitter, the platform's community standards, and recourse to ban users who violate those standards, Twitter could set a dangerous precedent for other social media companies to follow, said Bridget Todd. I'm always at the kind of same thing too when it comes to social media stuff. At the end of the day, it depends on what happens, depends what's going on. I'm not sure. Like, some of that stuff does kind of more into the political side, and for me, I'm kind of hands off on that one. It's not my place to say, not my place to judge on how other people think, act, or want to respond. Beyond speech issues, Twitter faces questions about its business. For years, the company has struggled to gain new users and kept people coming back to the service, which is kind of why I tied in before. It does kind of seem like the service itself is somewhat stagnating. Its advertising business, which is the main way Twitter makes revenue, has been inconsistent. Twitter has actually not turned a profit for 8 of the last 10 years. How hands-on Mr. Musk plans to be on Twitter is unclear, especially because he does have other different types of companies, such as Tesla and SpaceX, and also Neuralink too as well. So at the end of the day, kind of huge news, seeing that the confirmation is now confirmed, with him wanting to go and take on over and buy out the company. So as I kind of covered up this news, what do you guys think down below? Good news, bad news? Are you guys afraid? Are you guys worried? Do you guys not care? All around, leave your thoughts and comments down below. Do you like Elon Musk? Do you dislike Elon Musk? Or are you guys for or against Trump himself as well, which I think will probably be a pretty heated topic when it comes to Twitter itself being unbanned. So give me your thoughts and comments down below. Make sure you guys like the video, subscribe if you guys want to, and obviously follow me up on Twitter because, well, I got a new boss in town apparently.